Morning y'all, early start off to Celtic Manor with the Journey students. We're rounding up 6 months work we've done with the Journey students. We're going to play 18 holes around Celtic Manor, chat to them. Should be a fun day. Let's get there. Here we go at the stunning Celtic Manor. So let's play 2010. Let's talk to the Journey students and get a feel for what they feel they've improved or not, what could have been done better, what they enjoyed, what they feel they got from this 6-month experience. We're lucky it's a lovely morning here at 2010. Clubhouse looking grand up on the old top of the hill there. I'm going to do 9 with 2 of them, 9 with the other 2. Unfortunately, Chris can't make it. The fact that he couldn't make the last lesson and today because he went from basically being self-employed now to employed, so he can't control his diary as easily. Life always gets in the way of leisure, doesn't it? And sometimes I think people forget that. Right, first tee shots, guys are a little nervous. This is fun. Let's play golf. Oh yeah, good drive, Michael. Oh, straight at it.
Great job.
Lovely.
Sir.
You been having lessons?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Very good. Take that. Well done. Perfect. You had fun out there today?
Yeah, a lot of fun. Great fun.
First time you've played 2010 Celtic Manor?
First time, yeah.
It's a beast in places, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Some holes are genuinely really tricky.
Yeah, they're challenging, aren't they? And now, for me, I played 9 holes with you today, and seeing you hitting drivers that were starting down the right and not moving further right, hitting some irons even drawing back in.
Yeah.
For me, that's been my biggest win with you. How are you feeling with your game in those kind of respects? What's the biggest thing you've seen change or move since the start of the journey?
I think with you was the change of delivery for me that we did right away with the first 2 lessons was really, really hard. But right away my delivery changed, so I get much better strike globally. So I thought that my game was much more in control. I could do what I wanted to do, and the ball was doing much more what I wanted to do, what I was expecting it to do. So my delivery was really good, my strike was good, so I could start to work on the other aspect of the game.
Also as well, we're seeing you get similar shape with all your clubs, from a driver to an iron to a hybrid, which again for me is a massive win, because we saw when we started this, when loft came off, you definitely started to lose it loads more to the right, but by applying the feeling. So what is the feeling you're applying? That club overtaking, is that still the key feeling? For me, that's what I would take away from your session. The
third lesson of getting the club face go.
Yeah.
And if they genuinely know with the hybrids I have this nice little draw where I can get the distance I want, and it's a safe shot more and more for me to get 220 in the middle hybrid running, and just it's a safe shot. I feel very in control with that. But I think I would disagree with the big win. I think my view of the biggest win with you is that every time I fail, I know why I'm failing. And like you say on the last lessons, I can correct myself.
Yeah.
Every time I'm like, okay, I didn't turn enough. I shoot my hips too early. I swear I did that. I know exactly what was each mistake. So it's really that is the biggest win for me.
And for me as well, I love that, because for any of these lessons, obviously it's a 6-month process, but you've got to then go away and you can't just keep coming. It's expensive. You need to be able to do it yourself as well. So the fact that you're saying that for me is a massive win. I think that's where the videos help as well. The fact that you can go back and recap everything we've done as well it works really well. So, but
I agree what we said at the beginning together, which is you need to commit.
Yes.
Dead straight away. It's not just coming to Mark, and for 30 days forget about it and come back for a second lesson.
Yeah, it's on you.
Yeah.
And I say that to all students, and there's lots of people out there who think, oh, I'm having lessons, I'll be fixed. Yeah. No.
Mark is not a magician.
All I'm doing is giving you answers, and you've got to then go and apply those answers.
You give the right advice for us. Sorry.
Yeah, cool, that's really good. So where did we start the journey for you, handicap-wise?
I think we started about 9, I would say 8, 9.
And where are you now with your society handicap?
6, 5, depending on the course we played, and cut it further down if the course is easy. So,
which is a fantastic win. I'm like really impressed with that.
I'm genuinely happy also. Yeah.
Great work. Thanks, Alexis. Good stuff.
Cheers.
Well, Michael, actually, you're a member here at the 2010 and Celtic Manor.
Yes.
Thanks for helping us set this up. It's been brilliant. Everyone's enjoyed it. How did you go today? How did you play? Back was a little stiff.
Yeah, I was a little stiff today. I was hitting the ball okay-ish, but not my best round by a long shot.
Yeah. And when we were out there, I definitely noticed you went back to a little bit of swaying.
Yeah.
We talked about it on the front nine when we played together, trying to make sure you just tighten up that backswing a little bit. And that's a bit of a balance with you and your back, isn't it?
I think it is.
I think
when my back tightens up, I struggle to turn, so I do this.
The sway in.
Do the old.
You try and get
slug it forward.
Absolutely. But when we got you tightening up, you definitely started to bring the dispersion in a little bit more.
Yeah. When my back's fine, I've been hitting the ball really straight. I've not been hitting any curves at all.
Yeah, which is
really
good.
Straight ball.
I remember when we started, you definitely were one of the bigger tinkerers in the group.
Yeah. I've calmed that down.
I've tried this, I'm trying that, and I feel for me one of the biggest wins between us is getting you to focus more on kind of one or two things rather than having a new thought every week kind of stuff.
I think the biggest thing I've learned off you, Mark, is definitely course management, and when you're in trouble, take a bogey and not try and be Seve or Phil Mickelson. Just be boring and plod on rather than trying to think you're so professional.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So where did we start the journey? You were 12,
12.7 playing 13.
And what are you now?
9.9 playing 10.
9.9 playing. So you've come down 3, but it's the category 1 that I still feel that you're good enough to do. And for me, with lessons, which hopefully you can take away, it's not just about the time that we work together, it's what you then take away for the rest. I still use swing ports that I worked on with my coach. You know, I haven't had a coach for 20 years plus.
I'm available now. I've no work on, so I'm available now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so we can work more. And we will do. We will do. But hopefully you've got stuff that you can take away there, and like you say, self-fix a little bit more. And I can see single figures happening. Obviously, this season's running out of time.
Well, I've had a steady progression, haven't I, over the last 2 years? I've come down 4 shots last year, and I've come down 3 this year. So it's a steady progression.
Let's keep going.
Yeah. So hopefully, if I can get if I get 2 shots off next year, get down to 8, something that'd be good.
Excellent. Celtic Manor, Aidan, how do you find that?
Lovely course.
Good, isn't it?
Come again.
So we didn't see you for the last 2 or 1 session?
2, I think.
2 sessions, because you had to change the situation with your job.
Yeah, changed jobs, so just didn't have the time or the expenses to be able to carry on. But,
absolutely, but hopefully I think you've certainly taken something away from the journey of things that you can keep working on and practicing. And because I was saying to the other guys there, for me with any lessons, it's so much about the long term. So giving you ideas and feelings that hopefully you can just keep recalling on really for the rest of your golfing life. They won't work the same every month, but you'll bring them back. When I turn this way off and hit this shot, those kind of ideas. Again, for me, similar to Michael, some of the biggest improvements I think we made were out on the golf course as well. What for you? What would you take from the journey as some of the biggest things you learned or wanted to learn from it?
One of the big things I've improved is my driving. My driving is a million times better than what it was.
Yeah, totally agree. You were driving it well today. You had a few toe balls, but when you were connecting it, they were as long as anyone. Past guy, some would say. He doesn't like to talk about it.
I can stand there and not be scared I'm going to lose the ball. But I've lost 2 balls today, which is for me quite good on a course I don't know. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And then your progression. So where did you come into the journey handicap wise?
17, close to 18.
Okay, and where are you now?
11.8.
11.8, fantastic. So you're the right side. Excellent work, Aidan. That's a big cut. You were the bookie's favourite. Did you know that? When the videos went out, lots of the comments was, I think Aidan's the one who's going to get cut the most. So you've done really well there. Good stuff. So you've played 2010 before, haven't you, Guy?
I have, yeah.
You enjoy it here?
Lovely, very nice.
Nice still day. We got lucky with the weather today. Actually,
we did. Rain stayed away.
And, out there playing the back nine with you today. Homework going forwards for you. Short game still needs to get tighter.
Yeah.
Some good, but you had one fin chip in there. I just want to get rid of them. Would be massive for you, I think.
Definitely, that's definitely the area to improve upon now.
Yeah, and I don't feel like any of the couple of sessions we did on that, the information won't change.
No,
You've got to make that information now work for you. Does that make sense?
Definitely, and it was quite wet here today as well, wasn't it? Even though the ground, if you don't quite just nip it off the top,
you have to strike it well.
You did, yeah.
Absolutely. Biggest transformation for me, for your game from our sessions, is how much more on the planet as a player you are now. Someone who, obviously, you're tall, you've got plenty of speed, When we first played at Torquay, like Torquay wasn't big
off the
enough,
planet, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like 3
massive
fairways
difference,
across.
like chalk and cheese on that.
Yeah, is that what would you think? Do you think it's similar?
Massively, yeah. Like I could big bananas like 60, 70 yards, left to right. I think my whole game's a lot tighter now. Still, obviously, lots of room for improvement, but really happy with the changes I made and all your help. Yeah, just chipping really. Putting's come along nicely.
Yeah.
Striking's come along nicely. Irons well. Just need to work on the wedges now really for winter.
Yeah,
buckle down.
Yeah, but if we can keep that long game there.
Driving's never been
driving
like my bad one now is like I still made a 4, didn't I? When I leaked that one on the right, it was just off
right,
there. Yeah, that's right.
I was gonna make the exact same point. That was the wild one.
Yeah. Well, and I made 4.
You made a par and you find it, and that wasn't on a tight, an open hole. That was a tight hole.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're up there, not afraid to just wallop the driver.
The confidence is a massive thing. When I feel like I'm really cutting in, you know, hitting it down the middle, or not so, you just let go a bit. When you're worried about it, you seem to tighten up, and that's when you get the bigger ones, isn't it?
And with your speed, you know, you've got every right to capitalise on that, where if you're having the pull back from hitting the driver all the time, you're actually giving your advantage away.
Yeah.
So getting you to be able to hit the driver in a way where you feel like it's going to stay on the course is just a massive improvement. So give us the numbers. Where did we start handicap wise?
Well, we're bordering 7 handicap.
Okay.
And I'm right on the border of 5 now. So I'm 5-6 exact today.
Yeah.
I feel like my golf's probably playing a little bit better than that, but
yeah, I agree.
Due to the standard scratches of where I play my home club, it's very difficult to ever get maybe 4's reachable, I think, next year.
I totally agree. Definitely creep into category 1, if not stay there next year, undoubtedly. Hitting the ball like we've seen today. But again, really good improvement.
Thank you.
What a fantastic day at Celtic Manor. Thank you for Celtic Manor for letting us play on the 2010, which is always an amazing experience. So it's been quite an interesting 6 months for me. Loved working with 5 students who had commitment to improving, were dedicated to communicating to try and improve as well. So what I mean by that, talking to me, I talked to them, obviously they would send me updates and videos on what was good and what was bad. Everything a coach would want from a student. But I think a few great messages for me from the journey. Even with all the commitment and dedication, 2 still struggled to finish 6 months because life just gets in the way, like I said at the start of the video. And I do just think so many people forget that, certainly in social worlds. There's bigger things in the world than golf, no matter how much we want to get better at them. And I think sometimes remembering that is important because it can help you with your performance as well when things may be getting on top of you, or it's not going as good as you want, all those kind of ideas. And the other thing for me that makes me really proud of how hard these guys worked, and that they shared their journey with you as well, which I'm grateful for them for being involved that way. And it was a great group of guys. Really enjoyed working with all of them. I mean, we've saved, so Alexis 2 shots, Mike 3, Aidan 5, Guy hasn't come down a shot, but he's almost come down 1 shot. And obviously when you start getting a category 1 like he is, that's when you really start chipping off. I've got all faith that he'll get into category 1. To be now floating around 5.5 instead of 6.5, I think unless you get down into those near category 1s, people don't understand how difficult it is when you get down there. You have got many shots to play with, basically. And we've also got Chris, who obviously couldn't make it because his life's changed and his job's changed, his commitments have changed. Again, didn't make the last 2 sessions. Definitely will catch up with you, Chris, in the new year. He sent me a message saying he wants to catch up just when he can get the time. He's down to 13, so I think he's got cut 3 or 4 shots as well. 14 shots saved between the 5 students. 14 shots. Buy a golf club that will cut your handicap by that much. Buy a golf club that will cut your handicap by 2 or 3 or 4 shots. But the main thing for me for doing these is there's so many people out there now in the social world with cameras and their message and their secret tips and all this, that I think sometimes it gets lost that really the message for me, and it has been from the start, is there's lots of good coaches out there. Golf coaches can help you better than almost anyone else. Golf coaches are often the ones that make those binding and lasting relationships with golfers that encourage them to keep playing and coming back. And I think that's forgotten in the world of golf, and certainly not respected enough, because In my opinion, I think the PGA and PGA Pro don't put their message out enough. They certainly don't get close to competing with the big brands who are spending hundreds of thousands on their message of helping you enjoy your golf more. But for me, watching these guys come down over this 6 months, and I'm sure over the next 6 months, even with me not working with them, but working with the ideas that we've given them and talked about, watching them improve and develop is still the ultimate thrill of why I ever became a golf coach and still love it. There you go, the journey. Post comments down below. Would you like to see another one next year? Maybe we could do America or Australia or whatever. UK students, maybe we could do remote ones, see if that has any chance of helping people improve. Can you learn over the internet? There's so many things that aren't explored when it comes to golf coaches because they lock themselves in rooms, they keep their message secret. And a message also for golf coaches watching, just share what you do with people. If you're helping people out there, tell them. Tell people that you are helping, because you are, more than lots of people realise. Post comments down below, let me know if you like the journey, if you'd like to be involved next year, if you want me to continue it or not. As always, it's been fun and great. Thanks for watching.